Right, let's take this conversation further as we're joined by Mncwango, Action SA KwaZulu-Natal Chairperson. Zakhele, good evening and thank you so much for joining us.
Good evening, and good evening to viewers.
Thank you so much for taking this time. I mean, I'm sure you've heard the story and had the response from RiSA in this regard. In fact, saying that, throwing out the challenge that where is the proof? What do you say?
Yeah, when I think maybe let me start with saying one understand where RiSA comes from. I think from Action SA's perspective, we never blamed RiSA at any stage, never accused them at any stage. We were always accusing government because our role as effective opposition is to hold government accountable. That is what we've been doing. Now, but also, one must also thank whistleblowers, because if it wasn't for whistleblowers, government of KwaZulu-Natal would have spent 53 million rand already. But at least whistleblowers were able to come out and say, look, there is a proposal that came to the department for 8 million rand to fund summers to the Department of Economic Development and Tourism. But the department was asking environment from treasurer of 28 million rand. The document from treasurer signed by treasurer. So I'm not sure why anyone will dispute that document. But also, the MEC, Duma, MEC of Asia, have confirmed the issue of 8 million rand. It's not on Action SA who's saying it. He confirmed on 702 about the proposal of 8 million rand to fund summers. But then there's an issue that says there is the city, the hosting city, which is a Ethekwini municipality. The mayor was quoted in a newspaper saying the city is committing 25 million rand towards summers, which did go to council. Now, it does make sense what the spokesperson of RiSA is saying when he says what they wanted is 50% of 30 million, which means it's 15 million rand. Now, then it makes sense that it means between the city and the province, they have to split. It's always like that for the event. The city always about 50% and the province give us something. So in this case, it looked like the province was committing 8 million rand, and then the state was supposed to pay 7 million rand. But there is question, how the city moved from 7 million rand to 25 million rand? How the province moved from 8 million rand to 8 million rand? Now, this event was about to cost government, not RiSA, government, 3 million rand. Now, say hypothetically, we agree with the MEC keeps saying it's 20 million rand. 20 million rand still above 15 million rand that RiSA is talking about. Now, the question here is, if you are going to give Summers 15 million rand, where the balance of 88 million rand was going to go to? Now, we understand where RiSA come from. They have a right to be concerned, to say we ask only 15 million rand from government, but now we are being quoted as ask 50 million rand. It's government's response, because our role as opposition in KwaZulu-Natal is to hold our government accountable. That is what we are doing right now.
Zakhele, you speak about the whistleblowers and also the MEC also speaking about this 8 million quotation. I mean, is this documents or proof that is readily available? Because I think the challenge in this case has been to say, well, where did this come from? And also to your point saying that, well, this is not really about RiSA, but about government and their intention, I guess, to overinflate figures in this regard.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I receive information from whistleblower, and we must always protect whistleblowers. Now, the information I have still says the department, and I think we must separate the two, Gwen, because remember, RiSA is saying they asked for 15 million rand from government in KwaZulu-Natal. Now, government consists of Ethekwini municipality, the whole city, and the province. Now, in this case, you have the city that is supposed to be contributing 7 million rand, and the province proposing to contribute 8 million rand. That's what the whistleblower is questioning. to say the province, there's a proposal for the province to contribute 8 million rand, but the province now is asking environment treasure of 20 million rand, not 8. That's the issue of contestation here. And I think it must be clear that it's not about RiSA sending a request of 8 million rand. It's a proposal that came within government. They say how much the province will contribute, how much the city will contribute towards what is requested by RiSA. Now, that's why I think issue should be a discussion to say, even if, Kwena, bottom line is this, the province, the MEC is on record with statements saying the province was going to spend 20 million rand. Now, RiSA is on record saying they only asked 15 million rand. That's excluding the city. So already, the province, even if they can dispute, although there are documents that are proving that treasurer received a violent request of 28 million rand. There's a breakdown, Kwena. For example, there's a breakdown, it says cost fee is 2.5 million rand. Then there's a live broadcast fee of 11.5 million rand. There is a red carpet of 2 million rand. Then there is activations of 1.8 million rand. There is influencer fees of 420K. Then you've got gala dinner of 6.5 million rand. Then you've got goodie bags of 3 million rand. Then you've got golf day of 225K. Now, these are the questions, Kwena, to say there's a breakdown on how government was saying they will spend this month. Now, it even say in this document, Kwena, excluding this 28 million rand is excluding venue, because the venue was going to be funded by the city. It's not a document. Now, no one can come and say, Action SA is then accusing RiSA of anything. No. RiSA is a private entity. It's not our responsibility to deal with them. Our responsibility to government, we must protect public funds. As Action SA, we never said we don't want the province or the city to host summers. We wanted to host summers, but all we are saying is we can't allow corruption to take place under our watch. In this case, if the province, why they never revise and say, okay, fine, because we are being caught, let's give summers what they wanted, which is 10 million rand. Just give it to them. We would have supported that. Because all we are saying is we reject the extra 8 million rand. It was not requested by Summers. So the question is, where is it going? Because they are saying on record, they never asked for 38 million rand above 15 million rand. So the question is, where the other money is going? That's what we are fighting for.
So Sakele, if we may then, let's put aside RiSA, as you say, this is not about RiSA, right?
Yes.
Then how are you then challenging this? Have you had any response from government and, I guess, explanation as to how they moved from that figure of 8 million to the 25, 28, whatever figure it is that we are standing at the moment?
You know, very interesting question. Because when I received information from whistleblower, the first thing I did was to write to the chairperson of portfolio committee on economic development. And I gave them exactly those questions. I asked them to hold the executive account. They must ask the MEC on a special meeting how they arrived to this figure and why they are taking money away from compensation of employees in a province where you've got high unemployment rate. And they must ask what kind of color dinner will cost 6.5 million rand. We asked what is in goodie bags. They must explain. So these are the questions we were asking. For example, we know SABC to hold an event. Summers, for example, they pay for this content. SABC pays for the content. So why department is allocating 11.5 million rand for the same thing that SABC will pay for anyway? Now, these are the questions we ask the portfolio committee to question. But unfortunately, the portfolio committee was never convened based on our request. Because for some reason, the speaker never allowed them to have a meeting, from what I'm getting. But because of that failure to receive a response from the committee, I'm not a legislator. We are outside the legislature. What I did, I wrote to the president of the ANC Cyril Ramaphosa. I asked him to intervene with these questions. And then Cyril was able, as the president of the ANC, to intervene and ask the ANC to cancel the entire event, because unfortunately they couldn't explain how they arrived to this figure. So I tried everything before this thing was known in this way, but no one was willing to listen.
Okay, Zakhele, we're going to have to leave it there, but thank you so much for coming through to speak to us. Zakhele Mncwango, Action SA KwaZulu-Natal chairperson, just talking to us and clarifying their side as far as the debacle over the South African Music Awards is concerned. And, of course, we've had RiSA also responding to that. I think now it's up to government to give their side of the story. Well,